Okay, we're live.
Okay.
We're live.
Can I have your attention, please? Welcome to the April 9th City Council meeting. We are on Zoom and the council meeting will be recorded and played at a later date on YouTube. So welcome. With that, if I could call on Councilmember Jorstad to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilmember Jorstad. Kelly, roll call, please.
I'll just make a note that Mayor Gailey is at a conference, so he's absent tonight. And I know Councilmember Ewing is also absent. Councilmember Daughtry,
Present.
Councilmember Petershagen,
Present.
Councilmember Donahue,
Present.
Councilmember Shipman, present. Councilmember Jorstad, present. Councilmember Tagent.
Present. Can I have a motion to excuse Councilmember Ewing? So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Thank you. Council President, approval of agenda.
Ooh, did I get a field promotion? To president?
Oh, it says Council President. I'm sorry. Well, okay.
Yeah, just for tonight. So before we approve the agenda, it sounds like unfortunately we have somebody out ill, so we need to strike item B from guest business. So can I please get a motion to amend?
Move to amend the council agenda minus under guest business item B.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And can I please get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. With that, let's move on to guest business. I'll turn the program over to Chief Azizo.
Thanks, Council President. All right, we're gonna get started tonight to do the Lake Stevens 2023 awards. Council President, council, fellow city department staff, and community members. I'm honored to announce and present the 2023 Lake Stevens Police Department Awards tonight. These award recipients have gone above and beyond in their performance to provide excellent professional police services, provide organizational excellence, and community interaction. These recipients were nominated by their peers, and the Excellence in Policing Task Force voted on the award nominations and provided a recommended award. I would like to start off with the Officer and Employee of the Year. This is awarded to an officer and employee of this department who has served during their past year in an outstanding manner. The individual should have consistently performed his or her job in a manner which highly reflects professionalism in law enforcement. The 2023 Employee of the Year is Record Specialist Arian Fox. She is now our record supervisor. So Arian has exceeded expectations in the fostering a culture of growth, teamwork, and continuous improvement within the records unit. Arian has played, sorry, I missed my spot there. It went up. Has played a large role in developing and documenting the training of new team members. She has honed her ability to tailor the training to meet individual needs, ensuring they are able to best navigate challenges. This has played a pivotal role in fostering a positive team dynamics and high morale. Additionally, her positive everything is fine approach creates a welcoming environment where other employees seek her out for guidance and assistance. During one of our busiest years, Arian trained, met deadlines, and could be counted on to stay on top of her own duties. I value and appreciate the dedication, innovation, and positive influence Arian has made to our team. Arian was promoted to record supervisor in January of 2024. I look forward to her growth and success in her leadership role and building the great records unit we have. Please join me to congratulate Records Supervisor Arian Fox as the 2023 Employee of the Year. Yeah, Michael's gonna have the pictures there. You are. Done? There you go. Thank you. Oh, here. All right. The 2023 Employee of the Year is Sergeant Jim Barnes. Jim, if you can come forward.
We have 2 employees of the year now.
Oh, sorry, Officer of the Year. Sorry, that was my. I need a secretary. Oh. I do. Sergeant Barnes is currently assigned as a Support Service Division Sergeant, successfully and diligently managed several programs, bolstering the success of our department. Sergeant Barnes is responsible for fleet and equipment management, facilities, and training. Sergeant Barnes is also responsible for the Marine Unit, School Resources Officers, and the K-9 Unit. Additionally, Sergeant Barnes is the lead advisor of our Explorer program. Sergeant Barnes has consistently done a phenomenal job of leading and managing these programs, ensuring LSPD employees' operational needs are met. This is a difficult balancing act, as each of these programs is important to the success of delivering professional law enforcement services and organizational excellence. On several occasions, we have observed Sergeant Barnes expedite the repair of vehicles and deliver the equipment to our officers while fulfilling the needs of strategic partners such as the Lake Stevens School District. Sergeant Barnes has demonstrated his commitment to organizational excellence, professional police services, and community interaction. Please join me to congratulate Sergeant Barnes as the 2023 LSPD Officer of the Year. All right. There are 2 life-saving certificates. If I could have, I almost called him Corporal because he's going to be Corporal soon. Chris Lyons and Jess Breck come forward. Life-saving certificate awarded to an employee for exemplary act that results in saving or preservation of a human life or lives that otherwise have immediately expired without the employee's direct involvement in providing first aid, medical, or physical intervention. Exemplary acts are those that are acts that are beyond tasks performed in the normal course of the duties. Let me get the memo up. These 2 individuals were recognized recently with the Snohomish County Fire and Rescue for their performance of this incident. This letter is to commend the actions and bravery of Officer Brecht and Officer Lyons in the line of duty. The circumstances are as followed. On September 13th, 2023, Officer Brecht and Officer Lyons were on duty while working patrol. At approximately 01:46 hours, they responded to 1619 127th Avenue Northeast for an initial 911 call that was upgraded to a structure fire with entrapped persons. Officer Brecht and Officer Lyons arrived within about a minute of dispatch and before fire personnel. Upon arrival, they found the 8-unit apartment structure was fully engulfed in fire, with residents unable to self-evacuate due to the fire, heat, and heavily billowing smoke. Without hesitation and without regard of their own personal safety, Officer Brecht and Officer Lyons approached the blistering, hot, burning, and heavily billowing smoke-filled building. They worked as a team and located an elderly female trapped on the 2nd floor apartment. She was unable to evacuate due to the engulfed stairwell. They encouraged her to jump out of a window and attempt to lower herself from a window as they were prepped to catch her. As she exited the window, she caught her foot and she fell to the ground, with the officers cushioning her fall. Officers Brecht and Officers Lyon extracted her to a safer location, where Officer Brecht remained with her due to her injuries until relieved by emergency medical personnel. Officer Lyons continued and located a male resident who was trapped inside the 2nd floor apartment. Officer Lyons was able to encourage this resident to climb out of the window despite his fear. Officer Lyons provided instructions, and when the resident panicked and dropped from the 2nd floor window, Officer Lyons, without hesitation, caught this man as he fell. Officer Lyons successfully cushioned this man's fall, minimizing potential injury. Despite being injured while catching this man, Officer Lyons continued helping others to evacuate. As fire personnel arrived on scene, Officer Lyons located a 2nd floor resident needing to be evacuated. Officer Lyons coordinated and assisted the fire personnel to evacuate this resident as well. As eyewitnesses to the fire contacted the sergeant and stated, "Thank God you guys got here. I tried to get close to the building to help, but the heat was too intense and the fire was burning my skin." Numerous fire personnel on scene repeatedly mentioned that Officer Brecht and Officer Lyons' action helped safeguard the residents and most likely save 3 persons' lives that night. Due to their dedication and willingness to preserve life, Officer Brecht and Officer Lyons went above and beyond their duties in putting others' safety and well-being above their own. Officer Lyons and Officer Brecht are to be commended for their bravery in the line of duty and to be recognized by the Lake Stevens Police Department. Officers Brecht and Lyons' actions embody the vision, mission, and values of the city of Lake Stevens and their assets to the Lake Stevens Police Department and the citizens of Lake Stevens. Tonight, I honor them with a life-saving certificate. Congratulations. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Next, we have the Chief's Leadership Award. Chief's Leadership Award. This award is awarded by the Chief of Police to employees in appreciation and recognition for continued dedication and loyalty to the Lake Stevens Police Department and the citizens of Lake Stevens. The Chief's Leadership Award reflects a consistent, above-average effort in any of the following ways: exemplary leadership through teamwork and support of fellow employees, extraordinary performance or superior support to efforts to the department, significantly contributing to departmental goals and objectives. Members who provide a service that is carried out in a superior manner in the areas of enforcement activity, department services, or community service. Members who perform their duty to the highest standards in the manner demonstrates the dedication to achieving the mission of the Lake Stevens Police Department, and leadership and high-level example demonstrated by the employee. Kristen Corporal Detective Parnell, come on forward. Now, here we go. Detective Corporal Parnell was faced with tremendous leadership challenge at the beginning of 2023. Inside of approximately 30-day time frame, the investigations team went from 4 detectives to only 2 detectives. With the caseload work expectation not lessening, the 2 detectives that left the investigation included the longest continuous detective on the team and the investigation sergeant, who also had spent well over 10 years on and off the team. The 2 remaining detectives included Corporal Parnell and a new detective that had less than 30 days of actual time in the investigations team. Corporal Parnell, with little oversight, stepped into the vacant investigations leadership position, guiding and coaching the new detective in his onboarding process, as well with his new caseload, all while handling her own caseload successfully. Corporal Parnell continued in this leadership role for the next 10 months until a replacement investigation sergeant was identified and put into place. Corporal Parnell, showing tremendous humility and team spirit, then began the process of onboarding and mentoring the new investigations sergeant to be acclimated to his new role, as he had no prior experience in the investigation team. Corporal Parnell continues to not only fulfill this mentoring role with the sergeant, but also continues to show strong leadership and mentoring for the new detectives, enabling him to be as successful as possible while continuing to carry her own caseload. With a tremendous amount of unforeseen events at the beginning of 2023, Kristen was left as the leader of a unit that the supervisor and the most tenured detective were unavailable. Without hesitation or complaint, Kristen seamlessly stepped into the role as the unit supervisor. During the time the unit ran effectively and efficiently. Sorry, rolled. Kristen led the unit with very little assistance from anyone and was humble enough to seek guidance when needed. She should be commended for stepping up to the task and demonstrating her leadership ability. Also during that time, Kristen understood that she needed to be a mentor to her newest team member. Kristen provided guidance towards the team member and developed him into a better detective. This defines servant leadership. In closing, I want to congratulate this award recipient for their outstanding performance. I also want to thank all my staff for their continued dedication to provide professional police services and to serve this beautiful and supportive community in which we live. Kristen, congratulations. God bless. I started a picture. You gotta have a picture. Thank you. And with that, thank you to the mayor, city administrator, and city council for your ongoing support and commitment to our Lake Stevens Police Department. Tonight, we're honored to have everybody here to say thank you, and we look forward to 2024. Thank you.
All right, thank you. On behalf of the mayor and the city council, we can't say thank you enough to the service of your police department personnel. It's, it's very proud to hear what is going on here. And we have a very outstanding police department under your leadership. I'd just like to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Great. Thank you. With that, Troy, why don't we hang just for a second here and folks can stay, or they always tend to leave, don't they?
You have to get back to work. Keeping us safe.
Get back to work.
It's gonna get really.
So. Troy, you're up next.
Right. That was a tough act to follow. Evening, council. It's my pleasure to be able to introduce to the city officially as an official employee, Subro Carr. So just this is a little bit of his background. Some of you already know, that he's worked with us for a little bit, but so the context behind why we have this position is in 2023, the city council has adopted by resolution the NIST cybersecurity framework. And this is in newly created, regulations that are kind of forcing us to kind of put these, controls in place. Carr has joined our department as a part-time analyst and will be working on developing and establishing our security program. Carr will be responsible for developing maintaining the processes, the tooling, as well as the cybersecurity risk program. So that's what his main focus is here. So just to jump into a little bit about his background, I think I'll go into the background first, then work history. So a little bit about Subro. He moved to Lake Stevens in 2018 with his wife Rima and his two four-legged dogs, Duke and August.
Dogs are four-legged. Yeah.
Oh, wait, two four-legged. Okay, sorry. His two four-legged dogs or children, whatever. That's it. That's what's written. Okay, so are you throwing me off? So he went to grad school at the University of Southern Carolina with a master's degree in computer science and a master's in fine arts and photography. So that's one of his passions. He's worked in the IT industry and with a focus on cybersecurity for about 19 years. He has served in the Royal Air Force as a pilot, mission and transport pilot. So I think we have some Marine, Army, and Navy. So now we're a little bit into the Air Force. His father, so he completed sniper school also while he's in the Royal Air Force. His father served as a diplomat for India and posted in the UK. And that's where Subro moved to the UK, spent most of his life there until he came to the United States. He has completed multiple FEMA certifications in emergency and disaster management. This is great. So he's served on our emergency management team in the past, and he'll continue that role. He has an extra class amateur radio operator, as well as a GROL, a general radio license. If you have questions, ask him. So a little bit about his work history. So he started out originally with the city, kind of helping our PD as we were looking at our new police building, and we're looking at an EOC. And so he's got a background in radio, and so he was kind of working with. That's how I got introduced with. Sergeant Valvik at the time. And so that's how I met him. And then when we had Carter left the organization, we had a vacancy. So he kind of filled in as a part-time person for us. And that's where most of you guys kind of recognize who he is. So a little bit about his hobbies. Obviously, he likes to fly planes and whirlybirds, as he calls it. He serves as a volunteer search and rescue pilot for the U.S. Air Force. No, he flies both the fixed and helicopters. He's pursuing a glider certificate. He's into analog film photography, enjoys developing and wet printing of his own photos. He's a competition shooter, enjoys gunsmith work, enjoys hunting, riding his motorcycle.
And his patience.
And my patience. Exactly. And this is his character flaw is he has a terrible twisted sense of humor. So
I
anyways.
already demonstrated.
So with that being said, go ahead and run the gauntlet and
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
all right, thank you guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Troy. So this point of the agenda, we have citizen comments. We do have one green sheet before me, and I will ask our city clerk if we have anyone online that has signified they're wanting to speak.
I do not see anybody, but again, Council President just said if there's anybody online that would like to speak to the council, if you could raise your digital hand, I can let you into the meeting. No,
No one online. Okay, with that,
no one online.
Mary, if you could step forward and the podium is yours.
It's a stranger. This is strange. I'm on the wrong side of the table. Can you hear me? All right, so I'm grateful to be here today for all the honors that were given to our police. I'm grateful I was here for that. Yay, good job. But I'm here because this coming Saturday, the museum is going to have a rummage sale at Ebenezer Lutheran Church, and it will be from 9 to 3 this Saturday, April 13th. They will also be planting at the Grimm House, weather allowing, putting in their spring plantings. So I just got to say again that the museum is getting it. And if you would like to come see what's going on there, we'd love to have you come to the rummage sale. But what is this about? It's about the community raising money for the museum. That's what it's about. And I have to also do a shout out. The timer doesn't go off. I'll do a shout out and say that Ebenezer Lutheran Church has been an amazing community source for all of us. Remember the food bank? Oh yeah. And they had a Danish pancake breakfast to support the kids and boys and girls club, which is just great. You know, I'm just really proud of them, how they are always there. So put it on your calendar. Love to see you there. I'll be there. Can't get rid of me.
Mary, when can people bring things up for that sale?
We will be there the day before, so they maybe could do that. They want to bring something for the sale.
Is there a time frame or just all day or?
I didn't write it down.
Okay. I kind of heard through the grapevine between 3 and 5.
That sounds right.
That's
I believe
on
that is
Friday.
correct. That is correct. You got it
Anybody
right.
has any items that they're wanting to clean out?
Right.
If they don't sell, you have to bring them back.
I think they go to Mary's house.
No, I've already reached out to Tina Mandela over there at the food
Okay.
bank, see if maybe she could help us out if we have extra stuff.
Okay.
But it's another way to be community, right?
Right,
So,
right. Raise
thanks
some
for
funds
letting me
for the
speak.
Historical Society. So,
Yes.
okay, great. Anyone else?
I think the community cleanup is the following week, so maybe everything that's left over could.
That's right. April 20.
April.
21st.
It's actually this.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Cleanup, yeah, it's this Saturday.
That's at Cavallero?
Yeah.
So bring, I guess, what you don't want to take to the things on Friday, you can get rid of on Saturday, right? So with that, we have a gentleman who'd like to step forward. Please give your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
My name is Ralph Templeton. I live on 103rd Southeast Lake Stevens. And Chapel Hill is pretty much a main thoroughfare these days. And back in July, I sent an email to the police department about the speeds up and down Chapel Hill, which people are doing 40, 50 miles an hour. Summertime, it gets worse. The response I got back from the police department was, thank you for your email. As you might be aware, the police department is extremely short-staffed, and we usually only have 3 officers on duty with over 40,000 citizens. Our priority calls are 911 first, and then we will try our best to address the fast traffic complaints. With that being said, I'll pass the concerns along to the patrol staff. Speeding hasn't slowed down. They have put new speed limit signs, one at the bottom of Chapel Hill, one at the top. That doesn't slow anybody down. Before we got annexed into the city, the sheriffs would shoot radar there all the time. Nobody shoots radar there anymore. I don't know if they do only have 3 police per shift, but they should be able to control the traffic a little bit. There's a lot of people walking up Chapel Hill all day long, people going down to the beach. If nothing else, I would say put speed bumps down on 103rd, another speed bump up on 101st. Or since Lake Stevens likes roundabouts, we could throw some roundabouts in there. But it is a concern. My neighbors want me to get a petition going on, so something can happen there. But it is a real safety issue. And I don't know if you guys ever looked into it or not, or heard about the speeds up and down there.
I can't say that we've had anybody come forth regarding specifically Chapel Hill, but yes, we do hear a lot about speeding everywhere. Everywhere.
And Chapel Hill is the main thoroughfare now. I see people coming from the east side of the lake, meandering around, going up Chapel Hill, up to Marketplace. And speeds are kind of ridiculous. And I think they ought to get some patrols out there shooting radar or do something about it.
Okay.
And as you guys know, with speeding, you know, like that incident out in Renton where that guy blew through the stop sign at 112, and it can happen here too.
We're at 3 minutes.
Appreciate your comments.
Yeah. Great, thanks.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, council business. How about if we just run down the line? Councilmember Tagent,
No council business for me.
Councilmember Jorstad,
Nothing tonight. Thank you.
Councilmember Shipman.
I attended the senior center board yesterday morning, and they've got a lot of field trips scheduled for this summer. So if you're interested in doing things with other seniors, or they welcome even non-seniors, I encourage you to go to their site. They are going to have a Cinco de Mayo fundraiser on the 5th, and they'll have more information on that as well. They're looking to apply for a grant through the Capital Grant Program through the Port of Everett that was here speaking not too long ago. They're really in need of another bus. So, and they're looking at possibly putting together a golf tournament. So they've got a lot of things going on at the senior center, and they're still looking to hit that 500 mark so they can qualify for the Snohomish County grant. So anyone over 55, just go to one thing and you count towards that 500. That's it.
Okay, great. Thanks. Councilmember Donahue,
Nothing to report.
Councilmember Daughtry.
Last Saturday, I went to last Thursday, I went to the Orange Line celebration where the new Orange Line for CT came online, feeding the Linwood Light Link. So we're waiting for that to happen, but we're now doing the Orange Line. And as with most of the BRT lines, there's a lot of people riding it already. They had over 1,000 people on it just that day. So it's a pretty good launch. Getting ready to go into the Gold Line coming up soon. Waiting for the Pink Line. Not sure where that's going to be. I keep thinking we should have one though, just to get all the colors. I'm going to talk to you after the meeting about the bus for the senior center, because CT has a program for that. That's all I have.
Is that it? Okay. I have nothing tonight. Kelly, was there anything the mayor had for us? Nothing? Okay, great. All right. So with that consent agenda, can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda passes. Action items. We are on to the stormwater CCTV contract. Shannon?
Hi, good evening, Council Member President and Council. Tonight we brought to you the closed circuit TV contract. I mentioned this last week when we were talking about the stormwater utility fees. The city has solicited for bids through the MRSC, or Municipal Research Service Center roster, to perform these types of inspections. This inspection would be on 14 miles of our stormwater pipes out of approximately 100 miles of stormwater pipes. The goal of this contract is to clean the pipes enough to do a full inspection to evaluate the condition of them and then develop a condition rating for it. Also to verify the asset information for the pipes, and the asset information just means the type of pipe, the size of pipe, and the flow direction. When we solicited the bid, our original budget that was adopted in 2024 was $300,000 for this project. The lowest bid that we received came in at $349,654.90 from Aquilus. There's a kind of misprint here in the staff report. We did not need a budget amendment for this. We did move capital funding that we had allocated for the 36th Street culvert into this project. The 36th Street culvert is on hold right now, and we just applied for a grant for that project that we anticipate receiving. So there was no amendment that was needed. That's just kind of a misprint there. So we would like to move forward with this so that we can start to really evaluate the condition of our pipes. This will help enable us to plan for future stormwater capital projects. The 14 miles that we plan to do this upcoming summer, we'll prioritize those 14 miles based on age of pipes of known infrastructure, and then also ones that coincide with other capital projects. For example, if we're going to overlay a road, we'd like to understand the condition of the pipes under that road in case any repairs need to be made. We don't want to be cutting into a brand new road. With that, we're just asking for a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the contract in the amount of $349,654.90. And I'll also take any questions.
Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I do. So is it our intention to do basically 14 miles every year?
Yeah, next year we anticipate receiving a grant to be able to do more miles. We do kind of run into a timing window as far as we just don't want a lot of water in the pipes. And so we're kind of bound by that May to October timeframe. And next year with a more budget, if we receive the grant that we're anticipating to get, our goal would be to do probably more closer to 20 miles, but just to continue that until we can do all 100.
Okay, thank you.
Is it just the cities network? It's not for associations or anything like that. Is that correct?
Correct. It's just city owned and maintained infrastructure.
How many bidders were there, out of curiosity? How many?
3.
3?
Shannon, I realize part of this program is to TV and get, inspection done and so forth, but does, the other part is cleaning our pipes. And I just wondered, does our Vector truck not have the ability to clean any pipes?
No, that's a great question. Our Vector truck does have the ability to do it. We did decide to do a contract to do a cleaning and TV at the same time. The primary reason for that is it would take our Vector truck basically offline for several months to be able to clean this many pipes. It also puts us at the mercy of the contractor to be able to go out and clean right away if they're having trouble kind of getting through a pipe to be able to do the TV inventory. We did talk with several other jurisdictions too, who have recently started this project, and some lessons learned that they shared with us, specifically the city of Mukilteo. They said the first year that they had their team go out and clean their pipes, and they ended up having to rent a Vector because they couldn't keep up with the TV crew. And they said it just pulled their whole stormwater crew off of all other maintenance for several months, and it wasn't efficient. And so they recommend this. That was their lesson learned, and that's what we took.
What does Vector truck cost?
How much is a Vector truck?
Yeah.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. Yeah, I would say $500,000, but don't quote me.
So I guess the issue that Councilmember Daughtry we're gonna do this on a repetitive basis. Wouldn't it be prudent to maybe look into acquiring another Vector truck?
I think then we have to also look at, do we have enough staff to run 2 Vector trucks as well as do all of our other maintenance that's typical for the summer months?
We would probably get another 2 to 3 staff members to run a back truck.
Correct. It's about 2 to 3.
$400,000 a year.
Right. I agree with you.
I mean, 3 years, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe you could put that on your,
Yeah,
Well, if you
List.
get a tractor truck or had 500,000 and then 4 people to run it, you're just way over that.
I get that, but we're gonna be spending $350,000-$400,000 a year
Yeah.
for the next whenever.
To that end of it, having another Vector truck wouldn't be such a bad thing for the city of Lake Stevens.
Yeah.
As well, just because there's so many culverts and drains that need to be cleaned out. Having a second Vector truck wouldn't be a bad thing.
And it seems like the CCTV system will help determine what really is the need and what are the needs moving forward in terms of repair and maintenance. We'll have a better idea of what that looks like.
There might be
Yeah.
grants out there to be able, to get for stormwater, some kind of grant, $1 million, whatever, and we could buy a Vector truck with that.
Well, we should probably, as a council, just recommend to the mayor, he looks into it.
Yeah,
I guess on that note, I'd also be curious, other jurisdictions around us, how often are they in need of a second Vector truck? And if we had one, is that something we could actually, generate revenue off of?
yeah, we could look into that.
I don't think we can generate revenue. off of that.
No, we're not allowed to.
We can save money.
But we can't like lease out a second Vector truck to jurisdictions on a short-term basis if they're in need or anything like that.
I'm not aware of it.
It just, if we could, I'd be interested to know that to help offset the cost. That's all.
Like maybe joint do it with Granite Falls, but you probably do interlocal agreement. And both have access to it versus renting it out.
I believe I know that we have an interlocal agreement with Snohomish County, and we recently did need to acquire their services and their Vector because our Vector was in the shop. And that's how we did it.
Okay.
Okay, good discussion. I have a motion to approve the request.
I move that we authorize the mayor to sign the small works contract for the amount of $349,654.90 for the CCTV inspections.
You have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Hi.
Any opposed? The recommendation carries. Thank you, Shannon. Next, the Chief Bezos interagency agreement for part-time instructors at CJTC.
Yeah, so I have been talking recently about the Northwest Regional CJTC Academy. So we looked at this opportunity through legislation to get some satellite academies throughout the state. They put the first one in Spokane. The second one they just did, it was in Pasco. Ours is the third one, and they're also looking, actually, ours was the fourth one. They had one down in Southwest Washington and Vancouver, and now they're looking to put one on the Kitsap Peninsula. This opportunity allows 30 to 90 officers a year to be trained. So right now, our Northwest Regional Academy is scheduled to have at least one class this year, possibly two, and starting in June and July. With that, we got hold of all the regional partners, and we got over 150 different instructors from all the regional agencies. This allows the academy to be staffed by a commander who is a City of Everett's lieutenant that's been trying to do this program for about a year, plus 2 assistant TAC officers that will be running this academy. With that, we have a lot of great instructors within the police department. We've provided them with the utmost professional training that we could to become instructors. They train our staff, and now they have the opportunity to be a part of this academy and train others. So what we're looking for is to enter into agreement with Washington State Criminal Justice Training Center to do part-time instruction up there to allow our officers to participate in that. We won't get the full amount of the officers to be reimbursed, but we will get some of it according to the CJTC's payment schedule. As it outlined in there, what they're looking for is just the coordination, the proctoring of tests, evaluating records and maintaining that. What we've heard is down at CJTC, our employees that go down there, they have a lot of classes going on at one time. The instruction is limited because the instructors are trying to do multiple classes at one time. This right here, what we've seen in Pasco, the recruits are coming out with better training. They're getting to know the people that they're going to be working with because it's regionalized. So we're working with Everett, we're working with Skagit County folks, we're working with Bellingham and Island County, people that our officers will be working with other officers. One of the opportunities is my newest hire that was supposed to go to the academy in July just got called to go to Spokane May 1st. So we moved him up 3.5 months because of a regional academy. That's the opportunity these academies bring. So I'm just asking if anybody has any questions right now. If not, I ask you to approve the request to council to approve, authorize the mayor and city administrator to sign the ILA with the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Center for part-time instructors.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions?
I want to support this, but I do have some concern over, we don't have enough officers right now. How is that gonna hurt us on the street?
So what we're doing is our commander, Thomas, is scheduling with the Everett instructor, like the commander, and looking at our schedule to provide, like, most of the time it's our investigation sergeant, who's our force response, our less lethal trainer and those kind of things. If they go up there, they're only going up there for a few hours. It's not like a full-time job. It may be a few hours during the week and that's about it. They have over 150. That's why we pulled the instructors and figured out all those before we even started this process, is to look at how many regional instructors we had. So you've got a lot of instruction from other agencies being available to offset that. So.
Well, I understand that, but a few hours on the peninsula is a whole day, so.
Oh, it's not going to be up the peninsula. It'll be up in Arlington. So our regional academy, sorry, I forgot to mention that. They did find a UPS delivery building that the Department of Enterprise Services found up at Arlington Airport. And it used to be a UPS distribution center. So it's about a 22,000 square foot warehouse that's going to be turned into the academy.
Okay, thanks.
So it is local, sorry.
So you mentioned partial reimbursement. Do we have any sense how much this will cost the city?
We have no idea because we haven't done it so far. So it
Okay.
depends on how much instruction and stuff it is. So, and we're still in collective bargaining too. So
Okay.
that could also change it.
It seems like a win-win, like it gets more training happening and it gives our folks the opportunity to be a part of the system, and I fully support it. And I think
Yeah, I
it's a
couldn't
great
agree
idea.
more. It's really amazing to be able to think about 8 to 9 months before we got an officer to the academy. Now we're down to about 45, 60 days. And that's in less than a year and a half because of all this work that's gone into this.
Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome.
I definitely support this.
Thank you.
Any other questions? You have a motion to approve this?
Motion,
Okay, go ahead.
motion to approve.
Second,
All those in favor of authorizing the mayor, city administrator to sign the ILA with the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Center for part-time instructors? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. You have approval. Chief,
Thank you.
with that, we're at the
Council
end.
President, can I just make one comment? Most likely 99% sure workshop is canceled next week, but I need to check with staff in the morning just to be sure, because there's been a few people out that we don't have any items coming, but most likely canceled, but I'll send you an email tomorrow to confirm.
Thanks so much for the heads up.
No problem. Is there any other questions?
No, I think we're good. Thanks.
That's what I was going to bring up. So anything else for the good of the order?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.